Hello everybody and welcome back to our playthrough of Neverwinter Nights, the original campaign. As you can tell, we are no longer in the city core of Neverwinter in the Temple of Tyr. I returned back to the Black Lake District, more specifically the Board-Laid Bear Tavern, because I forgot to turn in one quest and I didn't want to make you guys watch me walk all the way back. We have to talk to Thurin about freeing his employee, Samuel, of the town guard. So let's go do that real quick.
What do you want?
Samuel has already made it back to the barracks. I was quite surprised to hear what happened to him. I didn't think the sorcerer had the gall in him. Here is the 300 gold pieces reward. It's a bit more than the guard can afford right now, obviously, but you've certainly earned it. Samuel is a close friend after all. Alright, let's see if we can increase our persuade. You can also see, if you look at the bottom here, that I actually switched out a few of the items so I can do a little bit easier job of switching out. So I'm going to put on my belt that'll increase my persuade. Let's see how this goes. Are you sure you can't afford more? This is your friend I found after all. True. I can add a bit of my own gold. 375 gold pieces then, but that is all I can afford. Thank you once again. You've helped far more than I would have hoped. Now if you'll excuse me, there is still much for me to deal with today. Yeah, buddy. Alright, switching back to our belt of internal barrier. Alright, let's go talk to the bartender.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Well, boss, what can I do for you? Let's see what you have for sale. Alright. So, I also updated my inventory real fast. So up at the top, I have all my healing stuff. I have my healing of debuffs, common buffs, less common buffs, and then some of my more usual items. Alright, but let's just sell off everything we don't need. So, get rid of all this stuff. This is a amulet we could hang on to, the pure app of wisdom +1, but we don't really need it that much. Our wisdom is currently an even number, so adding a +1 to it will not increase it to a point at which our actual wisdom modifier and our will save would increase, so it's not really worth hanging on to. So yeah, this staff that we took from Melvin that we killed him for, worth 2,000 gold pieces. So definitely worth it just a little bit to kill him over letting him free. This is all stuff that was used in previous quests that we don't really need. We'll probably end up dropping it before exiting this act. And then here's all the quest items and more permanent stuff that we do want to hang on to. Alright. We're now at 34,000 gold pieces. I'll teleport back now. We squared that away. Let's talk to Lanu real fast. See if we can give her her quest item, and she'll give us an amulet, I think, of the elf. Or is it a belt of the elf? I forgot. Let's see.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here. I've hardly damaged anything since you left. I thought you'd be proud. May I join with you once more, my friend?
Yes. I shall try to breathe life back into you and your quest.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you, but don't you think we should focus on your mission right now? Tell me more of your story. I appreciate that you have waited patiently to hear more of my story. I think we've gone through enough together to warrant a deeper level of trust. I just ask that you don't make fun of me, since this was such a dark blot on my name. Many years ago, a cleric performed a service for the people of Eska by uncovering a drow plot to destroy the city. Sehanine Moonbow came and presented the priest with a silver goblet. And that is what was stolen? Yes, the thief stole it right out of the temple and managed to sneak out of Evereska, no small accomplishment there. The other priests were frightfully mad. Only the head priest was willing to concede that it could have happened to someone else. But of course, it didn't. It happened to the person that broke the head off the golden statue of Corellon. I didn't know what to do, so I stayed up all night praying to Sehanine to guide my path. The goddess heard my prayer, and just before the first ray of light broke the dark, I was granted a vision. What happened in the vision? I saw myself leaving Evereska and going on a long journey. At the end of the journey, I returned with the chalice. The trip itself was a blur. I had no idea where to go other than north and west. When I told the priests of my vision that would take me far away from them, they held a cheerful celebration in honor of my sacred quest. It was the first moment in my life when I felt I truly belonged. Yes, I'm sure they were happy for you. But now they will never welcome me back to their city. My quest has failed. Surely it has not failed. You will find it someday. No, you do not understand. No one will ever understand. I shall be an outcast for life. Please, COVID. I should have not have said so much. We will talk no more of it. We'll talk more of this later, but not now. All right, let's see if we can get it.
What can
We are both adventurers. If I trust you with my life, I should trust you with my troubles. I am sorry I was so overcome with despair, but you see, I found the silver chalice of Moonbow once already. I found it in a small town called Lore. But then, oh, COVID quarantine, I lost it again. How in the name of all that is holy did you lose it again? As I said, I found the chalice in the merchant town of Lork. The thief, a halfling, tried to sell it to a Zent merchant, but when the halfling tried to charge him 500 gold, the Zent claimed the religious artifact as tribute to Bane. The halfling thief protested, but the mayor of the town is a Zent as well. Next thing the halfling knew, he was arrested for the murder of an old woman who had spit in the face of a Zent soldier the day before. Obviously, he never committed the crime. It never fails to shock me when people are capable of such injustice. How did you find all this out? I found out what had happened when I showed up in town and saw a mob of people about to hang him. Everybody was laughing and telling the story to anyone who would listen. They actually thought that such injustice was funny. Even the bloody merchant was there for the hanging, and he was drinking from the sacred chalice. I can't believe he would do that. They already had the rope around the halfling's neck when I heard the whole story. I didn't know what to do, but I had to stop it. I ran forward into the crowd, yelling for them to stop, but I tripped and fell in the mud. I looked up and saw the face of a kindly grandmother. I reached for her hand, and she kicked me right in the teeth. You got beat up by an old woman? You may think this is funny now, but it was devastating at the time. The mob turned into a giant brawl with fists and laughter flying everywhere. I crawled out of the crowd and fled town, weeping as I ran. I made it to the forest and collapsed in the bushes off the road. As I lay there weeping, I heard a twig snap. I spun around, and standing there behind me was the halfling. He winked at me and toasted me with the chalice, which he held in his hand. I cried out that I had to have it back, but he just laughed and disappeared into the wood. I never saw him again. Don't worry, Lenu. I'll help you find the chalice. Thank you, sweet COVID. That is a kind answer from a good friend. I know I shall probably never find the chalice again, COVID, but I shall not give up. I must return it to my people to restore my honor. Is this the chalice you were talking about? The silver chalice of Moonbow. Thank you, COVID. I can never repay you for this gift of true friendship. There is something I have that might be of some use to you. This is the pendant of the elf. It has the power to enhance some of your abilities with those of the elven ancestors. You have proven this day that you are a true friend to the elven people. This pendant only works for those who prove such worthiness. I am proud to call you my friend, COVID. Thank you, Lenu. Because of you, COVID, I can return the chalice to where it belongs. I shall protect it with my life until the opportunity arises for me to visit Everesca. Until that time, I shall remain by your side and help you achieve your goals. Thank you again, my dear friend. Aha. So let's see what we got. Pendant of the Elf +1. This gives us dark vision, which we already have, and dexterity +1. So the interesting thing about Neverwinter Nights 3.0, or sorry, not Neverwinter Nights, Dungeons & Dragons 3.0, or maybe it is just encoded into the first Neverwinter Nights game. I'm not sure what the distinction is here. But enhancement bonuses to abilities actually stack. So we are currently wearing a ring that gives us a +1 to dexterity, which is an enhancement bonus. But if you put in this right here, it increases our dexterity by 1 further. Which is not the case in later editions, or maybe just even in 3.0, but just they accidentally coded it the wrong way in the game. Because I know in the second Neverwinter Nights game they fixed that, but that one is in 3.5 is coded with Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition. So yeah, we can kind of abuse that a little bit and use a whole bunch of strength items to boost our strength considerably, which is what we will be doing. So we won't actually be using the Pendant of the Elf all that often. Maybe if we just need like a little bit of a boost to dexterity to increase our saving throws, our reflex save or something like that, we could use it. But outside of that usage, we probably will not see much of the Pendant of the Elf +1. It's going to go the way of the Amulet of the Long Death, which is the similar thing with the Constitution bonus and the spell resistance. Pretty low spell resistance at that. So that's that. Let's go talk to Ophala, turn in that quest, and then we'll head back to Erebith and finish out the this beginning section. Oh, we also have to talk to Nyatar. Let's get on our persuading gear.
Greetings again. Nature welcomes you. I hope the day has held you in better health than those poor creatures in the Black Lake Zoo.
There has been progress in freeing the animals. That is good to know. Truth be told, my animal spies have kept me informed. I have felt it necessary to carefully monitor the creatures involved. All the animals are free and safe. A pity about the deaths among their captors. All life deserves a chance, but perhaps that was their chance. I would call the encounter a success, and must reward you accordingly. I am sure you will be pleased. Accept this reward and be thankful. Our association has been a trying one. Wow, this guy is kind of a jerk. But we got 200 experience points and 400 gold. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. You must agree that I am worth more. Perhaps I could grant a bit more of nature's blessing upon you, but I cannot make this allowance again. This ironwood is as much as I can manage. The temple is severely strained in this time. That is sufficient, thank you. You have served the Earth Mother and Tree Father as well as could be done. Excellent. So, we have ourselves a big old chunk of ironwood. Only half a pound, but ironwood is used in some of these like maces and the like. For instance, the Gladiator Club requires ironwood and a magic club. Ironwood mace requires ironwood and a magic dire mace. Foundation light flail requires ironwood and a magic light flail. So yeah, there's uses for it there. We probably won't take the time to build those, or maybe we'll build them in Act 3 when we see Merrick again. But for now, I think we'll probably skip over building that stuff and just hang on to our special materials. But first, we have to talk to Afala. Hey Afala, I have some stuff for you.
Greetings to you again. Have you come to sample the delights of our company in the back room? Or is this about business?
I have an art object you might be interested in. You do? I have been looking for a few things. Tell me what it is that you have. Describe securing the portrait from Tom's Rumbottom. Thank you. I never cared for his uncle, but Tom's had this painted on some rather sensitive parchment. I couldn't leave it in his care. Besides, this might get him off my back. He doesn't care much for the Moonstone Mask. I think he's got a condition. Here, I'll pay you now for this piece. Excellent work. 400 gold should satisfy your pockets. There is more for you to retrieve. Return when you have it, and I'll reward you. I'll give you more when all 3 objects are in my possession as well. Describe securing the urn from Hodge. There's no real value to the urn, but I love messing with Hodge. If you happen to spoil some scheme he was working on, all the better. Here, I'll pay you now for this piece. Excellent work. 400 gold should satisfy your pockets. That is the last of them. These items were very personal to me, and I am more than willing to sweeten that what I have already paid. Here, take this 400 gold and a little something special. You deserve it. So we got 400 gold pieces and some boots. Let's see if we can identify these boots. Boots of Reflexes +3. That is an excellent upgrade to what we're already wearing, the Boots of Reflexes +1. So we'll just switch those out right now. And then we're also going to try and see if we can get this diamond. At least I think it's a diamond. Persuade. You must agree that I am worth more. Failure. I do not wish to downplay your role, but the proper reward was given. Appreciate that and take pride in your service. I actually really want this diamond, so I'm going to go back to my quick save that I made just before entering. And I'll just zoom past all the dialogue and see if we can get this this diamond.
Greetings to you again.
Persuade. Success. You drive a hard bargain, but I suppose it was worth it. This was a headache I am glad to have cured. This diamond is all that I can afford. The plague has really cut into our clientele. That is sufficient, thank you. Please, feel free to spend some of your reward in the back room, provided you have met the conditions of entry, of course. Feel free to ask. No problemo. And so we got ourselves a nice shiny diamond, which can be used to also craft magical items, or it's just worth a lot in case you want to sell it. I think I'll hold on to it for now. I like diamonds. And these are still the same Boots of Reflex +3, so we'll switch those out. And we are ready to go. So yeah, I think that is all of the quests. Yeah, only thing I have left is the Wailing and the Waterdhavians. So let's head back to the temple. and talk to Erebeth.
You are a welcome sight as always. Is this visit in regards to the fourth Waterdhavian creature? We are all eagerly awaiting its recovery. As soon as we have the fourth component, we can begin the ritual to create the cure.
I have the last of the reagents from the Waterdhavian creatures.
Truly, the heart of a hero beats within your chest. Of all who have sought the creatures, you have proven yourself above everyone else.
Explain about the Dryad in the Black Lake
It
District.
is shameful the way such a gentle creature is mishandled. The plague does enough harm without us adding to it.
The cure will now be ours, COVID. Neverwinter owes you a debt it can never repay. All I can offer is this small sum of 500 gold pieces. Thank you, Erebeth. You are most generous.
You have earned a place of honor among those who sought to aid Neverwinter in these dark times. You will stand with us as the ritual to create the cure is performed. Are you ready to go to the ritual chamber? We must leave as soon as possible.
1 second. I require temple services. Alright, let's drop these boots. Anything else we want to get rid of? I think we're going to hang on to everything for now. Actually, let's just put all these on the ground, since we do not need these anymore. These were for old quests and keys that let us into old doors, and they have no sale cost, so they're not worth anything to us. Alright, I think everything else we are going to hold on to. Anything in here? Alright, I think we're set. Let's remember to switch out belts. Is there anything else we want to buy before leaving? What could we possibly get? We could get better boots if we found anything that we really liked. Constitution's okay. Boots of the Sun Soul are useful if you're a monk. I suppose I could go with better wrist slots, but there's nothing that I really care all that much about in the wrist slot. Armor I can't use because I already have bonuses to armor from my armor. Head slots won't do anything for me. Let's see, do we want a Cloak of Fortification? We can afford it. The only difference is that I think we can do without it, to be honest. I don't think it's worthwhile for us to get it. Cloak of Movement. Any rings in here? I guess a Ring of Resistance would be useful, but no, I think I'm set. I think I'm okay to move onward. Alright.
We have all 4 reagents now. Quickly, time grows short. You have earned a place of honor among... Are you ready to go
We've
to
already
the
seen that.
ritual
Yep,
chamber?
let's go at
We
once.
must leave, then we shall waste no more time. Neverwinter has suffered long enough.
Yes, it has. Let's go. Ooh, we are in a new place now. Oh no! Lanu's with us. I forgot to get rid of her.
You have provided a great service to all of Neverwinter in these trying times. As a token of Lord Nash's gratitude, he thought you might want to bear witness to the cure's creation after all your hard work. Before the ritual proceeds, however, the 4 assembled would each like the chance to speak with you and offer their personal thanks for what you have achieved. Go on, speak with them. I must inform the town crier of the good news.
Hey Lanu, how's it going?
What can I do for you?
I think I'm better off on my own. Yep, alright, later. I hope they didn't reduce my, experience gained from quests. I don't think they do. I think they only reduce experience gained from combat. But if that is the case, I will be sad that I forgot to detach from Lanu. I think you only get 3/4 experience when you're adventuring out with them. Oh well, it is what it is. How are we doing on experience, by the way? Oh, look, we're within 500 of our next level, so we should be getting that pretty quickly. Alright, let's start with Fenthic.
Hello there. A grand day, isn't it? And you are to thank. It was your effort that allowed us to progress this far.
You found the Waterdhavian creatures, allowing Dester and his Helmite brethren to concentrate on helping the spirits of the people. Now he can construct the cure, and all will be well. I'm happy to be part of the team. Yes, I knew you could be trusted, just as I knew Dester would prove critical. Even now well, let's just say he is helping despite what others think. Really, Fenthic, now is not the time for such talk. Others will not understand like you do. Of course, it is better that we look forward. In but a few moments we will have the cure. Why did you hesitate to tell me something? Oh, it was nothing, really. Something better left unsaid. It is a matter of Dester and matter for Dester and I alone. Let's switch out our belts. Increase my persuade chance. You can tell me. I've proven myself trustworthy. Yes, you have, and I will not push you aside. I have seen my companions do that too much already. You see, Dester has been pushed out of the plans for this ceremony. His efforts to help are ignored. My companions mean well, but they are too untrusting. Have you done something to help him? It's a small thing, really. I mean, he needs to help for the cure to work. He shouldn't be held back by suspicions now. He's proven himself. You see, for the cure to work, he needs to draw magical energy from the Temple of Helm. It's apparently very dangerous. It might kill him. Erebeth and others would never allow it, so I gave him my key for the wards protecting Castle Never. The magic of Helm will aid our spell. Is there precedent for this? Will it work? Dester has assured me that it is all very sound reasoning. It is a simple thing that will ensure the cure is as potent as can be. Doesn't that leave the castle unprotected? Of course not. I would never endanger the castle. Dester will simply channel a little Hellmite energy to help the cure be as potent as possible. There is no danger. The wards are still in place. No one can enter or leave without alerting those of us with keys. What would Erebeth think of this? Erebeth, I love her dearly, but her eyes have been closed by the horror of the plague. I must do this for the good of us all. You will see. Let's go back to my other questions. What will happen during this ritual? The Tyran priests have already begun the incantations. Erebeth, Dester, and I will join them when we are all ready. We should have the cure soon after. I hope it will work on the advanced symptoms. There are so many people infected. What form will the cure take? I don't really know. I would like to think it would be an inspiring beacon of magic and hope, glowing with divine energy and radiating healing warmth. Of course, the size of the container we prepared seems inadequate for such a miracle. I may be a bit overexcited. I have questions about your fellows. I would not presume to speak for them. If you wish to know what they think, I'm certain they would welcome your questions. How is Lord Nasher faring? He has kept his gallant posture throughout, though I worry for him. He will not show a need for help. He may be far weaker than he seems. How's your relationship with will your relationship with Erebeth improve now? What? I'm not sure what you mean. Certainly we have been occupied by the events of the plague, but I wouldn't let our minor disagreements color my love of her. You think she feels differently? I haven't seen any signs of it, and I certainly know her well enough. She's just concerned for the sick. You are mistaken. You keep secrets from her. That isn't a clue? I have done what I must for the good of us all, and I believe all of my actions will be vindicated in the end. As I have said, some people just have trouble understanding matters of the spirit, even those that seem wise in every other aspect. Okay, goodbye. Yes, it is best that I concentrate on what is coming. I will have to be very careful not to disturb the incantations Dester utters during the ritual. You should speak with the others. Each will have valuable insights into the ritual to come, I am sure. Now, let's talk up Dester.
Well, hello. I imagine you are well pleased with yourself. This is your doing, after all.
Just happy to help. We all sought a cure in our own way. Perhaps, although it was definitely your thuggish actions that brought us to this point. You outstepped my Hellmite brethren very effectively. Bravo! Of course, now it is time for you to step aside. The ritual will not require you. You may watch as we create the plague cure, but do not interfere. Why do you think Fenthic gave you his castle Never key? That is my affair. I explained my need to Fenthic, and he saw the wisdom in getting the proper result from the ritual requires a certain amount of risk. What do you intend to do? I'm going to fulfill my promises and make sure the cure is successfully created. There is no other purpose to the ceremony. You must admit that seems odd. Perhaps to you, but the whole ritual is beyond your understanding. You may rest assured that the cure will be successfully created. What do you intend to do? Right. Back to my initial questions. I have questions about the ritual. Then I suggest you study magic for a few more years. You are not a part of the spell, so I see no point in having you mimic the incantations. We will invoke the energy, both arcane and divine, and when we are done, there will be a cure for the plague. That is all you need to know. What will you do after the plague is cured? With a cure in hand, my reason for being in Neverwinter will be gone. I will be returning to Helm's Hold for a time. Beyond that is my own affair. I have questions about your fellows. My interest in these people is shrinking as we near the end of the plague. You would do better to speak with them yourself. Alright. Later. Yes, let me concentrate on the ritual to come. Goodbye, COVID quarantine. I'm sure you are proud of all you have done. You should speak with Erebeth and Lord Nasher. No doubt they'll agree on the importance of what you have done. We'll begin the ritual when you are through with them. Alright, Lord Nasher. Alagonder.
Well, you must be the one Erebeth has told me of. I must say that I appreciate what you have done. It is surprising to see how you have risen to the defense of Neverwinter. I doubt I could have recognized the potential beneath your crude manner.
Alright, let's be a tattletale. Fenthic says that he gave his ward key to Dester.
I would ask you not to push into the affairs of my trusted advisors. Fenthic has my full confidence, and by his word I trust Dester to act responsibly. Do not concern yourself with it. Castle Neverwinter is well fortified, and nothing shall disrupt the ritual. The cure is all that matters now.
I have questions about the ritual.
Thank you, but that will be handled by Erebeth, Fenthic, and Dester. The details of it need not concern you.
Will things get back to normal now?
Things will not be normal until we have captured and punished the culprits behind the plague. I have never seen my Neverwinter injured so.
Investigations in the docks suggest you knew Vengel Bloodsail.
Vengol? Yes, I had reports of his activity in the docks. We used to clash during my adventuring youth, but things have changed. I would have sought him out, but not while I am weak. To face him now would taint the battles we've had before. I've new villainies to deal with.
Interesting. So he admits to being weak. I'm wondering if he has the plague and just hasn't let on to other people. Let's go back to my initial questions.
I will allow it, though I would request that you make it brief.
Oh, let's see. Did I do that one already?
That will be handled by Erebeth, Fenthic, and Dester.
Alright.
Farewell.
Oops.
Once again, I am grateful for your service to Neverwinter. There are very few who could have done what you did. Erebeth has yet to thank you. Speak with her, and then we will begin the final incantations. Greetings.
Let's see, I meant to ask about the fellows. Let's see.
If you wish information about my trusted advisors, I suggest you ask them yourself. They have been instructed to be cooperative. Farewell. Erebeth.
Alright, solid. So he wasn't going to give us any more information on people. I need backstories. Alright, last person. Let's talk to Erebeth.
Greetings to you. Preparations are well underway for the ritual. If all goes well, we will have the cure in just a few moments. I have to say, I was not impressed when I first met you, but you have done much to prove me wrong. Your help has been invaluable.
Is there anything I should do? What happens now?
You needn't worry about anything. Your efforts got us this far, and now the ritual will take care of the rest. Following that, I will see to your reward. For now, you can leave what must be done to us. You've earned the right to bear witness, however, and I'm sure the others would say the same.
Fenthic says that he gave his ward key to Dester.
I am aware. Our guards here are very observant. There will be consequences, but not for now. There are more important things at hand. We will watch Dester carefully, but he is needed for the incantations, and I will not risk his temperamental nature and spoil our chance for a cure. Fenthic takes foolish risks, but I will not allow any harm to come from this. The plague will not divide the living.
I have questions about the ritual.
I'll try to explain. Is there anything specific you wish to know?
What is involved in the ritual?
Several of our Tyrian priests have already begun preparations. Their meditation will allow the different components to be combined smoothly.
Priest of Tyr over here. Priest of Tyr.
Dester, Fenthic, and I will all begin the main incantations as soon as we are prepared. If all goes well, we'll have the cure in mere moments. None too soon for Lord Nasher. The plague has weakened him considerably. I think he almost considers it a personal insult to be seen this way.
Ah, interesting. So there we go. We have confirmation that Nasher did indeed have the plague. What form will the cure take?
Well, we have prepared a small container. The mixture itself will be fairly unspectacular to look at, despite the importance of it.
Let's go back to my other
As you
questions.
will. What do you want me to say?
Will things get back to normal now?
Well, once we have the cure in hand, we will determine the best way to get it to the most people as soon as possible. It will take time, so we'll treat the most severe cases of plague first, regardless of station. I just hope, we'll worry about other things later.
What concerns you, Erebeth? Tell me.
We are very near our goal, but I can't help but worry about the effects of the plague. There is a great scar across Neverwinter.
She's thinking of those macro effects. I can appreciate that.
Already I see the distrust. The mood of the city has changed. When all is done, the people will want someone to blame, and I don't know if we will find anyone. I shouldn't ramble on like this when we are so close to a cure. This is a happy day, and we got here because of you.
I have questions about your fellows.
I'm certain they can speak for themselves, but I will answer any questions you have.
How's Lord Dasher faring?
You should really ask him that. He despises being thought of as weak, and would much prefer to be involved in any talk of his health.
Has your opinion of Dester changed any?
I would ask whether your opinion of him has suffered. It was your efforts that brought us this far. His claims of action seem based on your results. While you searched, his Hellmites blessed. While you fought, his Hellmites blessed. The comfort he brought will pale next to the actual cure you have provided.
Since she's asking, yes. I fucking hate Dester's guts. He's been a total piece of shit to us and everybody else around us, while seemingly Fenthic, kissing his butt the whole time. And I don't understand why.
Of course, he is needed for the final ritual, so I cannot dismiss him entirely. Fenthic also serves as his advocate, so he must be deserving of some respect.
Will your relationship with Fenthic improve now?
This time has been difficult, and our difference of opinion made it more so. Fenthic and I have had little to speak of besides the plague. I understand why he vests so much hope in Dester, but I could not. I know the power of faith, but you need to back it up with action.
The god... Nah, I'm good with that. Alright. Other questions?
As you will. What
Nope,
do you
that's it.
want me to say? Yes, I think the time
Later.
to talk has passed. You have spoken with everyone, and we are ready. The ritual will commence now.
Alright, let's get to it.
It's working. Concentrate.
Oh my goodness. What's happening?
It's done. It worked. We have the cure.
Yes, Fenthic. I have the cure.
What do you mean?
False Hellmites. Who could have seen this coming? No, don't do this. Don't run away. Ah, thank you. Oh man, these fear spells. Don't make me chase everybody down. No. Stay where you are. Thank you. Oh, come on, let me get the last hit. Solid, solid. Excellent. I got them all. Alright, that's nice. Let's see what we got left behind. A quarterstaff. Erebeth wants us to rush through the portal, but we have to collect our loot. Alright. That guy back here leave anything? No. Guy back in the corner? Yep, he left something. So Dester and then Fenthic rushed through the portal. Erebeth appears to be using her own magics to keep it held open. Let's talk to the king, Lord Nasher.
Treachery! We are betrayed. The cure is gone, and I am to believe Fenthic had a part in this as well. I will have someone's head over this. You must bring Dester to justice. We must find him and demand his explanation. Fenthic's as well.
Dester appears to be a traitor. What are your thoughts?
I don't know what to say about this. If Dester has been against us all along, his villainy has affected all of us. Every plague victim. We suspected the plague was artificial, that it was an attack of some sort. But I can't believe someone in our midst would actively prevent us from curing it. I can't imagine the motivation of this man. Obviously, he wants us to suffer, but the reason why escapes me.
Should Dester be killed?
Dester is deserving of death, as are any accomplices, but I must know why this was done, why my Neverwinter was attacked. And we still need a cure. The ritual was not interrupted, so Dester must have the untainted result. It must be retrieved. Once I have the cure, once we all have the cure, then Dester will be judged, his plot and masters exposed, and punishment will be dealt.
Who are the attackers that Dester allowed in?
From first glance, they appear to be some of the Hellmite brethren that were dispensing blessings around the city. I suppose if Dester was false, then they were as well. I will have my guards examine the Hellmite temple and try to understand what these people were hoping to accomplish. I charge you with finding Dester himself. There is little time for questions now, but I will answer as best I can.
What do you think of what Fenthic has done?
His actions seem foolish. He will be judged harshly if his reasons do not satisfy. I would give him the benefit of the doubt, but I lack the patience I once had. I have seen Neverwinter crippled with plague. I have seen attempts to poison. Now I see attacks that cause panic and confusion. It is too much. I've no trust left. If Fenthic aided in this attack, he will stand accused with Dester and meet swift justice. The people will demand it.
What's Fenthic really done? Nothing outright criminal yet.
Neverwinter is a fair city. A tragedy like this can change much. The citizens will demand justice. They will want the head of their enemy on a pike. They will not be kind to apparent collaborators. Whatever his true motives, Fenthic spoke on behalf of Dester many times, so he is already tainted by association. If his reasons do not absolutely satisfy, I do not foresee a happy end to this matter. Erebeth will know what is coming. I think we all do.
Why would he follow Dester?
I don't know his reasons for following Dester, but I have learned a few things about elves in my dealings with them over the years. It was explained to me that the human mind is jarring to an elf. They are much longer lived, and their changes are more gradual. They think long-term. Fenthic and Erebeth are young elves. I cannot justify what Fenthic appears to have done, but perhaps he doesn't comprehend how quickly a man can change, or seem to. Dester was a friend yesterday and an enemy today. A lifetime for such a change would be drastic to an elf. I suppose a day is unthinkable. Go
Very well.
while Erebeth can still maintain the portal. Neverwinter. I must have an explanation.
Alright, peace out. Yeah, that's some tough shit. I mean, the foreshadowing was super freaking heavy-handed, so I think we all saw what was happening. I, of course, knew what was going to happen since I played this game before. But man, how did everybody else miss the foreshadowing, you know? Alright, let's talk with Erebeth real quick before heading through the portal.
Hurry! Get through the portal while I can still maintain it. Find the cure. Get Dester and Fenthic too. He may be under a spell. I don't know. Can you imagine? I must wish Fenthic harm rather than face the possibility that he might have known of this.
Fenthic has followed Dester. Let's hope he went to stop him.
What was he thinking? If he had a part in this, it hardly matters now. He looks like he fled with Dester. The people will not accept this action. People won't let this pass. They have been denied a cure, and they will want vengeance on the traitor and anyone that helped him. I won't be able to protect him. I won't. Perhaps delivering Dester will mitigate things. Find him alive if you can. Find Fenthic and get him to... I don't know what will help now.
What will happen to Fenthic?
I don't know. People will think he's in league with the greatest threat we have ever known. I don't know. He was mistaken. He was an advocate for a traitor. People will not understand his naivete, his trust. Could you blame them for finding a scapegoat?
What are you going to do?
I'll maintain the portal as long as I can, but it may be a while before we can send guards through. You'll have to go on your own. I'll also try to make this sound better than it is. I can't hide Fenthic's blind trust of Dester, but if I explain it in context, maybe...
Where does this portal go?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't see through Desta's magic. It probably leads to wherever he and his false Helmites originally came from. Desta claimed he came from Helm's Hold in the east, but I don't know how that could be true. They would have no part of a plot like this. Wherever the portal leads, I'm sure it will be dangerous. He must know we would send someone after him. Be careful.
If Dester and his Helmites are fake, where are the real ones?
I don't know. Perhaps Desta killed them. It seems impossible. He came from Helm's Hold. If that great hall has fallen, this is an even greater tragedy. This is a huge undertaking. It seems like Desta has done all this to promote the plague. But why? So many dead. Now the hold?
I'll go as quickly as I can. Maybe I can catch up.
City guards are needed elsewhere, so this task falls to you. Go before the portal falls.
Alrighty. Through the portal we go. Road to Helm's Hold. Alright, and that is where we will end our episode. We will start exploring this new area when we get back. Later, everybody.